Hey everyone, thanks for joining me in another one of my videos in renovating this small house. If you're not following along with this series and you're new to these videos on this house, it's a 570 square foot cinder block house that I'm renovating into a rental property that I personally will rent out. In this video I'm going to be talking about framing, and what I need to do is frame walls around the entire exterior of this house, and the reason for that is to add insulation. So I'm going to go over some of the different options that I was considering and tell you why I went the way that I'm planning on going now, and then show you some of the tools and then the actual project of putting up the walls. So you can see all the walls in the house are cinder block, and I'm going to be starting in the living room right here. This is right where you walked in the front door. And as you can see, bare block wall. So what I'm going to do is frame a wall out of 2x4. So it's going to be just a normal studded out wall, just like any of this type of framing, but it's going to be right up against the cinder blocks. And the reason I'm going this route instead of the other options is because I'll be able to put up the R13 insulation directly into that, run my wires easily, attach all of my different outlet boxes, and hang drywall. All that will happen in a very simple way, and in a way that I can easily do on my own, and I think it will be the least expensive as well. Another option is to put up furring strips and then put that hard foam insulation board up in between them. And you probably would do an R10, which is a 2-inch thick board, so you're going to have to end up ripping pieces to actually be full 2 inches to match that, or either drop down in the R values of the insulation you're going to use. So by using the R13 and just studding out the walls, I'm going to get max insulation for less cost. It costs about $30 per sheet of that insulation board, and it's 4 by 8 feet. So I think in the end I'm going the smarter route, and it's a route that I understand I feel good about. So that is the way that I'm going. Another option would have been just to not do insulation at all and just throw up some furring strips and drywall it. But long term, I'm going to have happier tenants if they are nice, warm in the winter and cool in the summer if I go this route. So another thing I need to consider is the ceilings in this house. This house originally, this is something I discovered after I bought it, originally had a flat roof. So there's a slight slope on this all the way back. So this house is about 28 feet long, and on the front of the house you can see, let me zoom in. You can see that block there, that last little block towards the top. It's like a half block, and then you probably won't be able to see it. Let me see. Yes, you can. In the back, the half block's not there. So over this 20 or so feet, there's about a 5 or 6 inch drop. So that was the original slope of the roof. Then they added trusses on top of the flat roof and put a normal, pitched roof over top the flat roof. So that is sort of something that's going on. That's why this looks like what it looks, and there's blow-in insulation, that kind of paper insulation, that shredded paper insulation is up in the attic. The problem is none of these are spaced evenly, so I'm going to go ahead, frame my wall, attach them to the ceiling joists, and then I might end up having to come back in and add some little furring strips, just evenly spaced 16-inch on center furring strips to actually hang the drywall on. I'm going to have someone else do the drywall job, and I think if they come in and they see all these unevenly spaced ceiling joists, it's just going to end up costing me more and causing them hassle. So I think the whole thing will go smoother if I just go ahead and throw up some inexpensive furring strips to hang drywall on. For materials, all I'm using is regular old spruce 2x4s from Lowe's. I've got a mixture of 14, 16, and 8 foot long 2x4s, and then as far as tools go, I do all my cutting with just a miter saw. This is a sliding miter saw, DeWalt, and then these are the other tools that I'm using pretty much. Framing's fairly simple work. You don't need tons of tools, just a chop saw, and then I'm going to use an air compressor and a nail gun. And for a nail gun, I'm just using one of these Harbor Freight nail guns. Works pretty good, just keeps some oil in it. And then I've got a fairly small little air compressor kind of sitting over in the hole where the chimney is, trying to blast some of the sound down into the crawl space. But that's just a small air compressor, but it's got a large pump and motor on it, so it can keep up with a framing nail gun. That's just an inexpensive one as well that I bought a long time ago from Lowe's. You're also going to need a hammer square and a level just to make sure your walls are staying nice and plumb. So that's pretty much it. There's going to be, of course, some other different tools, tape measure and things like that. But again, most all this stuff, you can do with fairly simple tools.